This is your girl Yannick Taylor, aka Priestess, hostess of Conversations with the Priestess. Here's a preview of what you may hear on Conversations with the Priestess.
We weren't meant for monogamy, let's be honest. Like, we have needs, let's be real. And communicating that, what you want, what you don't want, what sets up. Now, this drink is brown because I learned something. Since I'm older, I can't do brown liquor anymore. Also, I noticed since I started on hormone replacement therapy, HRT, in 2015, me and certain liquors don't match well. I don't know whether...
And I recognize that a lot of men love to be dominated by women. And that's because men are seen as these leaders, as this big alpha male dominant being. And because they're put on this pedestal of being leaders, sometimes they want to be submissive. Back when I cosplayed a Butch Queen in South Carolina around 2011, I was on Craigslist. This is when Craigslist was bumping and before they had gotten rid of the personal section. I hope you enjoyed that preview. Join me on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. for Priestess After Dark. Full video versions of the podcast can be found on patreon.com/CWT Priestess, and join me on Fridays at noon for our regular Friday post. Live, love, and be free. Smooches.
Available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you download and stream podcasts.
Hi, I'm Michael Schwartz, naturopath, founder, formulator of Michael's Health. If there's anything I've learned in my years of practice, it's that food can either build you up or break you down. The stresses of life complicate matters even more. I've created targeted supplements based on what you yourself may have concerns about. The body heals itself once you give it what it requires. Improve your journey towards greater health. Join us at michaelshealth.com.
What's up? It's your girl Priestess. I know it's been a while and so much has happened. The election happened and we're now in retrograde, and some of us have had to deal with a lot. But I hope and pray that you have been finding joy through it all. And this episode is going to be a joyous episode. I will have I Think I Hate My Family, Chapter 3 on Patreon. And that's patreon.com/CWT Priestess. Please check me out. I will have some new naked material, some new naturist material there as well. So y'all can find me there. And I will have the full video of this episode there on the Patreon as well. So y'all live, love, and be free. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Follow, share, and like. Let's jump into it. Finding joy has been pivotal for me in these fleeting moments in these last few weeks. Of course, with the election happening, and many of us are not sure what's about to happen, but I am glad to see that we are fighting on, and I am rooting for us to have the victory. During this time, I have really been settling back into music and in spirituality. I'm not going to get too much into that just yet, but in due time, I'm going to make some announcements for y'all. But life has been doing its thing, but I'm glad to be back with you all. I needed to take a month off just to get things together for me and just really be able to bring you state-of-the-art content. And I know y'all didn't come to hear all of that. But in me finding joy, I found out that sometimes finding joy means setting boundaries with family members. I'm thinking about a time ago that I had blocked some family members on social media. And the reason why I did so, I had been really just playing in my tarot cards, seeking some directions with life. And in those cards, I knew it was going to be some uncomfortable things that I was going to have to do, but it is what it is. And it was basically me having to block family members on social media because of certain phone calls that were happening about what I post on social media. And so this happened a couple of months ago that I blocked these individuals. And something told me when I blocked those individuals, girl, give it a few months. You're gonna get a phone call about about somebody not being able to access your Facebook. And it's gonna tell you all you need to know. Well, honey, I sure did a couple of weeks ago get a phone call. And I ended up having to set a boundary with that family member. And I also had to take note of language that was used and certain ideations that were made towards me. I'm already handling that. It's already handled. The ancestors are on my side. And that although it troubled my spirit, it gave me joy that I set a boundary and that I know I'm doing the right thing to protect my peace. During this holiday season, baby, do not be afraid to protect your peace from toxic people and toxic family members because your peace is worth it, honey. Your peace is worth it. And I continue to find joy by surrounding myself with individuals that are on the one mindset of peace, happiness, and joy. And just celebrating life changes with friends, celebrating the impending changes from 2024 to 25, the whole yearly transition that we must undergo, but also celebrating life and love. But one of the highlights for me is that I got to see one of my favorite gospel artists. Um, Now, if you know who my favorite gospel artist is, I want you to drop it down in the comments and drop it in the reviews on Spotify, anywhere where you're streaming or listening to this podcast or watching the video. Honey, yes, I got to see that favorite gospel artist. And it was so pivotal for me to see this particular gospel artist um, because I had been dealing with a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions concerning how family dynamics has changed for me since I've transitioned, and it's been so many things that has happened since the last time we were all together. And then of course, um, it's also the time of year that my dearly departed grandmother's birthday is here. And this time of year, Thanksgiving and Christmas were her favorite times of the year. And just grieving in and of itself was hitting me in a different way. Grief during the holidays, it is, oh my goodness, it is a beast. I can't describe the words. You're happy, then you're sad, then you're angry. You go through so many different emotions. And I'm in the place with a lot of family dynamics that I'm at acceptance. I've accepted things for what they are. I accepted things for what it's going to be. I'm not going to force any change. If people want to reconcile, they're going to have to do what I advise them they're going to have to do. They're going to have to abide by my boundaries. And if people cannot abide by your boundaries, then you have to excommunicate them from your life. They cannot be a part. They cannot, you know what I'm saying? They cannot be a part of anything that you're doing. Because if they're causing strife in your life over minor things such as being blocked from Facebook and they have other people dismissing it, you know, it is what it is. If you have family members that are dismissive of your feelings concerning the climate of the world at this time, then it is okay to cut them off if you are in a safe place to do so. And my heart to those who may not have support. You know, there are so many things that people don't understand that trans people go through during this time of year or just in life, period. We see various things happening. I'm not going to get into that right now. We're going to keep it joyful. But that although I was grieving, I found joy in listening to the music that my grandmother and different relatives and I shared and just focusing on the good times. In that grieving time, especially when you're departing from toxic family members, you're going to think about the good times. You're going to think about those special times because those were actually good times. And sometimes it seems like the wild moments, the chaotic moments want to overshadow your day. Feel those feelings and process through them. Make sure you're writing in a journal and speaking with your therapist or speaking with some type of support. Get some type of counseling if you're able to. I have resources in the show notes that will help you. You know, I look out for my people. We want to make sure that you are healthy and that you are whole. You know what I'm saying? And in finding joy, for me, throughout of that grieving process, I was able to attend a Friendsgiving and connect with other friends of mine. And that's what brought me joy. Um, Now, I'm going to take a quick break and get me some water and refresh myself. Then I'm going to tell y'all about who I got to see, which gospel artists I got to see, okay? So, cut your weaves, ladies. Okay, I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Michael Schwartz, naturopath, founder, formulator of Michael's Health. If there's anything I've learned in my years of practice, it's that food can either build you up or break you down. The stresses of life complicate matters even more. I've created targeted supplements based on what you yourself may have concerns about. The body heals itself once you give it what it requires. Improve your journey towards greater health. Join us at michaelshealth.com.
Come to me.
Focus Features invites you to succumb to the darkness.
Nosferatu.
From director Robert Eggers comes a masterpiece of horror.
He is coming.
This creature is a force more powerful than evil. It is death itself.
Nosferatu. Rated R. Under 17 without parent. Only in theaters Christmas Day. Special engagements in Dolby and IMAX.
What's up, my royal priesthood? It's your girl, Priestess. Here's a few church announcements. Y'all, I want to try some new things here on the podcast. So I'm going to start bringing you some horror movie reviews. I'm going to be watching some old films and some new films. And I want you all to reach out to me on social media. You can follow me on Blue Sky, Yannick Taylor. I am having my time limited on X. I will be leaving that platform at the end of the year. I'm just building my following on Blue Sky. And follow me on IG and anywhere else you can find me. But please look in the show notes for my links. Y'all will have everything that you need there. But also, don't forget, check out the Patreon. Again, for more content, you gotta go there for more stuff. So the next episode of Priestess After Dark, the naughty stuff, will be there as well. We're gonna talk about being on the top bunk and being on the bottom bunk. So let's get ready for that conversation. Now that I've refreshed myself, let's get back into the details. Now, in my conquest to maintain and continue finding joy within myself, y'all, let me tell y'all a story that happened. So about a month ago, I was searching on IG, looking on one of my favorite artist pages, and I saw that she was having a concert here in the DMV celebrating her upcoming album release. And I was determined to go see this artist. So I saw the price of the tickets, did what I had to do, and thankfully I had some friends that insured and a partner that insured I went. I picked out my outfit, got my hair together, got my makeup together. I went, and let me tell y'all who I walked up and saw. I saw none other than the awesome, dynamic Dorinda Clark Cole for her returning album release concert, honey. Yes, ma'am. I was so excited. And this was monumental because I hadn't seen her live since like around 2003, maybe early 2000s, at the Bon Secure Wellness Center in Greenville, South Carolina, when I was in my younger days. And it was such a joy because I absolutely love her music. Oh my gosh. If you are a Dorinda Clark Cole fan, I want you to drop in the comments your favorite Dorinda Clark Cole song and your favorite Dorinda Clark Cole album. Now, I must say, if y'all listen to me sing, y'all can tell that Dorinda Clark Cole has influenced me. Y'all can tell I am influenced by the Clark sisters as well as some other people. But being a predominantly gospel kid, gospel girl, that oh my gosh, it was pivotal. And I was actually grateful to meet one of my mutual followers as well, which is another joy. Not gonna call any names out of respect for privacy, but I just had a great time and I'm drinking some Saratoga water. So, in celebration of her album coming out on the same day, and from my understanding, it wasn't intentional for the album release concert to be on the same day that the album dropped, which made it even more special. Um, it was just awesome. The music director was none other than Pastor Tim Bowman. Some of the special guests there was none other than Bishop J. Drew Sheard, her sister Karen Clark Sheard, Lady Karen Clark Sheard, um, supervisor Jackie Clark Chisholm. I'm a church girl, so I'm calling everybody by their titles. And of course, none other than Dr. Twinkie Clark and so many other artists that came to support. Even Kim Burrell was there. And it was so awesome. Child, I bust up in that church, made myself comfortable. Now it was cold outside, so your girl had on her pink trench coat, my nice little red hat, my nice burgundy beret, and all of that. I was looking good, honey. And I bust up in there, set my happy self down, and prepared myself. And oh my gosh, if y'all saw some of the graphics that I posted on social media, just seeing her album artwork, I was like, and I went searching for it, and I was like, yes, let me go ahead and download it. I downloaded and I bought it, okay? I have been playing that on my phone. I've been playing it, the purchase version, streaming. I've been doing everything with it any way I can. If I can't get to one device, I'm going to play it one way. But just being there just made my mind just... Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole, astounded. She starts an intro with a song from her I Survived album, Back to You. And we're looking for her, right? She is up house right, stage left, up in like the balcony set. Her and her dancers and some of her background singers, they were up there singing, doing choreography. And she comes down. She goes into If It Had Not Been for the Lord, I'm Coming Out, So Many Times. He Bought Me, and she did like a nice little slowed version with it, and she went into the crux of it. She did a couple of other her medleys. I have a special clip from Will Be Great from YouTube in the show notes, so y'all go check that out. Oh my goodness, and he's a great person to follow for highlights for the Clark sisters. Y'all go check him out. Oh my goodness, I had a great time, y'all. And just seeing her do all of her greatest hits, and it was just awesome. I absolutely love, though, that she did a highlight of one of her signature hits with the Alaska Mass Choir, Right Now God. God is a right now God, he'll never fail you if you trust in him, baby. She ate that, and Dorinda Clark Cole will drive that song, and can't nobody drive it right now, God, like Dorinda Clark Cole, honey. She drove it, and it got so good, she ended up passing the mic, baby. She passed it to her niece, yes, Miss Kiara, Kiki Sheard Kelly. She was there, and she ate it up, honey. Then she passed it to her sister Karen Clark Sheard. She ate it up. She did some nice melismas, and she passed it to Kim Burrell, and Kim Burrell did her little jazzy thing, I'm giving her grace. She ate it, and she carried it on. Then she passed it back to Dorinda a little bit. They carried it on, and then we had a little intermission, a little good time, and I was just astounded so far. And while I was sitting there during intermission, oh my gosh, my mind went back to every single one of her albums. And I remember exactly where I was, what I was doing when those albums dropped. I was in high school for her first album. I was in college for her other albums, even the EP she did In the Face of Change, honey. And I be keeping up with her features, honey. I be keeping up with her features and stuff. So I was just so excited, and just seeing how like so many people from all over the country came to see this wonderful artist. And it felt good to show love to one of your favorite artists, and you know that she loves on y'all. Now, wardrobe was everything. She came in a nice little red dress in the beginning that had a little off the shoulder action with a nice little bob, accessories on point. 8, makeup immaculate. Now, going into this intermission, she comes out and she does a tribute to her mom, the late Dr. Maddie Moss Clark, with Salvation is Free and Lord Do Something for Me. And she had on this nice pink dress that resembled a rose. It had a design like a rose, and it was just beautiful. And oh God, the stage set, the background singers, they were so beautiful. They blended in so nicely. Sir Bowman, immaculate. The band was immaculate, on point. It was like we were hearing all of her music for the first time, all over again. And then she goes into songs from her latest album. Of course, she did her hit, Great and Mighty. She also did God Never Fails. She did I Made It and Keep Me. I absolutely love that one. However, she did one of my personal favorites as well, He'll Make It All Right. And on the album, it features Bishop Marvin L. Winans. Y'all get the Determined album. It is just wonderful. I'm not going to go into too much, but all I'm going to say is Great and Might, of course, that's a nice churchy number. Da-da-da, da-da-da. God Never Fails actually reminds me a little bit of for the rest of my life from her The Rose of Gospel album. But oh my gosh, it's a nice, really smooth, mellow groove, something you can move to. And then with the key changes in it and the background's harmonious vocals, it eats. I Made It. She self-described this as an extension of I'm Still Here. And I'm paraphrasing. And oh my gosh, she talks about the different things in life and how she thanks God she's made it. That resonated with me. And I'm boo-hooing and crying while she's singing this. Y'all know I'm a crier. And then she, of course, sings Keep Me. It's based off of the hymn Guide Me, O Thou Great Jehovah. And it's like doom, 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 doom. That bluesy jazz gospel, that signature gospel sound we all know gospel to be. She adds a lot of tradition into this, taking it back to the old stuff, but keeping it modern. But then I like that she did He'll Make It All Right. Oh my gosh. She ate this up. And when you listen to it, it reminds you a little bit of the New Jack Swing from the 90s a little bit. As we went into the 90s and gospel got a little bit more contemporary, but it still stays authentic to that Detroit shuffle a little bit. Baby, that Detroit sound is all over this album, and it pans out. I've been playing He'll Make It All Right all week long. The whole album is good. Another one I like is Celebrate featuring PJ Morton from the album. I absolutely love that one. The whole album is good. So I advise you to check it out and let me know in the comments section, even in the reviews on Spotify, wherever you're listening. Let me know what your favorite song from the Determined album is. So, and I'm just sitting here craning my neck. But to sum the concert up, she ended up doing her signature I'm Still Here. And of course, she passed out roses. I wasn't able to get a rose, but it was such an awesome event. And just being there and seeing how personable she was with the crowd and how you could tell she had passion behind it. It was so awesome. It was so awesome. Oh my goodness. That was what I did to find joy within myself. Mm-mm-mm. So tell me, what did you all do to find joy this holiday season? Don't forget, check the show notes. Follow me on social media. Y'all live, love, and be free. Smooches.
Hi, I'm Michael Schwartz, naturopath, founder, formulator of Michael's Health. If there's anything I've learned in my years of practice, it's that food can either build you up or break you down. The stresses of life complicate matters even more. I've created targeted supplements based on what you yourself may have concerns about. The body heals itself once you give it what it requires. Improve your journey towards greater health. Join us at michaelshealth.com.